Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Anton Bay, and welcome to the Troy Room. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. We're going to take a look at some Power of the Prime miniseries from Ultraverse. Now, I have a lot of Ultraverse comics. I love Malibu, and I love the Malibu Ultraverse. I have pretty much all of it, and I've enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite comic book series and pieces of comic bookdom of all time. Now, like I said, I have most of it. However, I have had a few mini-series that I don't have complete. I've also got a few of the post-Black September stuff that is not very complete either. I'm working on trying to maybe knock out some of those. They're not expensive, but they are very hard to find. They weren't that popular. And one of the books that I didn't have was Power of Prime. And this was a little bit confusing to me. As far as I know, there was only 4 issues of it, and I had one issue at one point, and I bought it's just 1 through 4, and that was, from what I could tell, all there is. But when I get to looking close here, it does say The Origin of Prime, part 1 of 6. So I'm not really sure what they're numbering, because also issue number 2 has The Origin of Prime, part 4 of 6. So I think this was probably taking place in another series at the same time. Ultraverse was terrible for doing things like that, and you could buy the entire series and still not get the whole story because something was going on in a crossover in another book. This was a terrible marketing thing that Ultraverse did a lot of, and it was a big pain in the butt, especially if you're trying to complete it and get the whole story. However, I'm relatively certain there was only 4 issues of Power of Prime, even though it says 1 of 6, that says 4 of 6, and there is in fact only 4 issues. So let's look through it. Let's see what we got. I do think this is taking place. That is a heck of a spread picture. Big old monster. I think that's Primeval. Primeval is one of the husks left over of Prime that kept living somehow. I can't really remember exactly. And I'm also not sure exactly what the time period is that's going on with this. I mean, this is original Prime. This is Rogue Prime, where he was a lot more edgier, 90s grunge Prime, whatever you want to call him. And then he went back to like a red and blue and very, very fancy looking Prime outfit. And that's the one that we see in the cartoon that ran for, I think, only 12 episodes. And also in the action figure. So that is a lot of gross stuff happened there. Slime and goo and stuff. I'm not sure who this is. She seems to be the protagonist of the series, of this series anyway. And I mean, this is art that's almost so bad you can almost guess that Liefeld did it, but I don't think he did. And I don't know, it's very 90s. It's a very 90s way to draw a female. Okay, yeah, there's the traditional big boy Prime outfits. And he's got his 2 sidekicks. And to be continued in Prime number 26. For Prime's point of view, check out Prime 25. You got to buy 2 other comics to figure out what happened in the issue that you just read. Thank you, Ultraverse, for being annoying that way. So, if this is taking place to be continued in Prime 26, Prime 26 was the last issue of Prime, I believe, before Black September, and it kind of makes me want to see what month. July 1995. All right, well, September is coming quickly. Power of Prime, 4 of 6. I mean, instead of just complaining about the way Ultraverse marketed stuff, I could probably also make a few comments that I do really like their art style. I know I can rag on it a little bit sometimes. But they do have a style of their art and other comics that seem to be kind of their own. I don't think you ever... I don't know as much about DC at this time period, but I never opened one of these up and thought, oh, it looks like a Marvel comic. although they were being bought by Marvel very, very shortly. But still, you never look at that and you say, oh, Marvel, that's from a Marvel comic. Yeah, just not happening. I can't. Whew. That was weird. I can't remember this dude's name. I want to say it's like Zip Zap or something. But I think Zip Zap was in The Strangers. So I am not positive. Mile High Comics and their weird woodchuck guy. Looks like these are all going together. Gonna stay Prime forever. The story thus far. Doc Gross. Blah, blah, blah. Prime. Well, there's your story thus far. Primogenerator, Elvin, Fade, Turbocharge. That's that kid's name. What a lame name. I can't always say that Malibu and the Ultraverse was the most creative when it came to like character names, but a lot of times they were pretty good. Okay, so yeah, we're getting very close to the mix here because we've got the all-new Exiles versus X-Men. Juggernaut on a good guy team. Will they survive? Will they destroy Ultraverse? Yes, the Marvel most certainly will. In Black September, they will kill it all, and we will never get it back. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're sitting on the rights to a lot of these characters right now and just aren't doing anything with them. Mostly because probably nobody wants anything done with them. This is Prime 5 of 6, Origin of Prime. Hackers. What a stupid movie. I never saw Lords of Illusion. Oh yeah, we're getting full-blown Rob Liefeldian style art going on right here. Yeah, they're starting to look a little bit more Image-like towards the end of the series, or towards the end of the company's time. I think Image was getting popular, and they were trying to maybe kind of mooch in on that super stylized stuff that Image always did. Which, you know, let's face it, Image had an obvious house style. It was kind of based on Rob Liefeld, and everybody kind of followed in some sort of blend to that for a time being. Even Marvel did. I mean, just look at some of their redesigns in the 90s. It was pretty silly. That guy is messed up looking. Dr. Gross. What a lame name. See, this looks more like traditional Ultraverse style art. And Black September, it is coming. It's coming, and the end of everything that we love about the Ultraverse will be coming with it. All right, and then it says Origin of Prime Conclusion, which is kind of weird. It must have been taking, yeah, like I said, it was taking place in other issues. And if this was published in September, this would have been the month of Black September. This would have been the end of the Malibu Ultraverse pretty much anyway. And it would have gotten absorbed and swallowed into the Marvel Universe, where a handful of the characters would maintain life for about 7 months after the purchase. None of their books would sell very well, and then they would be quietly killed. In that time, we would get some terrible ideas like Spider Prime, which is just kind of a crossover of Spider-Man and Prime. And if I remember right, I have a couple issues of that somewhere with Spider Prime in it, and they are ridiculous and awful looking. But also at the same time, maybe a little bit cool. Ultraverse, the comic book. Funny enough, I don't think Ultraverse was Ultraforce was one of the comics that continued on. I think the only comics that continued on that I know of were Nightman, Mantra, Prime, and Exiles. I think that's it. I think 4 titles was pretty much it. I don't remember if Rune carried on at all. But anyway, probably talked about it long enough. We've looked at it long enough. There is Power of Primes, Power of Prime. And that's what I got. That's what there is. Shaboof. So that's one of the mini series of the Ultraverse that I didn't have. I thank you guys for sitting through it with me. Kind of taking a look at it, taking a look at some of the art, and maybe a hint of the story. And know that this was some of the last stuff that Ultraverse Malibu put out before they were completely dismantled and disseminated by Marvel, pretty much. This is the last stuff they got to publish under their own heading. So anyway, that's my story. It may be a sad one, but thanks for watching. I will catch you guys later. Bye.